We've all generated these job descriptions and like all these other artifacts, and you should do it. Why not? But I find that like what then ends up happening, I'm sure you've seen it too, Christian, is like it's like a 4-page document with like every requirement under the sun. And then you don't follow half the things you wrote anyway. The problem is not that we don't have all the requirements. The problem is we have too many. So I started doing this myself in my own hiring, what I call the MSN list. It's basically for a given role. Instead of like this 2-page, 5-page long job description, they should have every qualification under the sun, blah, blah, blah. What I like to do is just put like 3 bullet points under M, which is must have, 3 bullet points under S, which is should have, and 3 bullet points under N, which is nice to have, right? And the 3 bullet points, they cannot be fluffy. Passion for building delightful products, right? That is fluff. It doesn't mean anything. So the bullet point has to be evaluatable concretely in an interview process or through an evaluation of their background, including references, or both. So that's one criterion. Second, don't include in this MSN list table stakes that you want every employee to have. So there's no point saying high integrity. It's like, yo, so you don't want high integrity for some other roles? Doesn't make any sense. So don't include that stuff. I want you to include only the very specific things that you absolutely care about, the 3 bullet points under the M. So an example of something that is good, by all means, you can say something like strong empathy for customers, especially in domains where there is high ambiguity, because that you can test in an interview process. You can also have background related things, right? Like, for instance, deep experience in the fintech banking domain. But now you're going to need to evaluate it in the interview process itself and or through the background that they have and through reference checks you do. I like to assign specific bullet points to specific interviewers, which is like you're responsible for this M to basically interview them for this M and this S, right? You are responsible for evaluating them for strong customer empathy, especially in an ambiguous, fast-moving domain. Now your interviews are very focused. They're not just like, let's sit and ask them a bunch of questions that we just Googled 5 minutes ago, and let's try to see how clever and smart they are, right? Like, it's very focused.